Despite a legal challenge from the D.C. Circuit Court, construction continues at next decade's Rio Grande LNG site near the port of Brownsville, securing work for thousands of locals. The city of Brownsville moves closer to opening a community center dedicated to senior services and programs. And the city takes action to help keep Brownsville properties safe and cleaner as it engages local lawn mowing services to manage overgrown grass properties. Your BTV News begins right now. Good day, Brownsville. I'm Marcy Martinez. Welcome to this edition of Brownsville TV News. We are coming to you from the CMD complex in downtown Brownsville. So glad to have all of you with us. Leading us off, next decade, the parent company of Rio Grande Liquefied Natural Gas is pending a response from the D.C. Circuit Court that vacated its federal permit for the LNG project here near the port of Brownsville. The court invalidated the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission's approval of the project, stating that a supplemental environmental impact statement should have been issued during the reauthorization process. However, next decade asserts they are in compliance with all construction efforts and they are seeking to overturned the ruling. Brownsville TV News reporter Jennifer Galvan files our top story.
Construction on Phase 1 of the Rio Grande LNG project is pressing ahead. The developer Next Decade reaffirms its commitment to delivering the project on time and within budget. The company remains confident as it navigates the appeals process following the D.C. Circuit Court's decision in August to vacate the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission's reauthorization of the facility. In a recent press release, Next Decade highlighted the significant strides made during the third quarter of 2024. The company lauded its construction partner, Bechtel Energy Inc., for their exemplary work, which includes continuing pipe installation for Train 1, completing the first foundation pour for Train 2, and preparing for deep soil mixing for Train 3. Construction on the facility's storage tank has also advanced, with feed gas piping laid and tank walls under construction.
I want to be very clear. Our goal is to continue with Phase 1 development, which is still under construction and will remain under construction as long as we are appealing the decision. So that's in my view, that's not at risk now.
Next Decade has shared progress for the project as of September 2024. Includes Train 1 and Train 2 and common facilities are at 30.5% complete. This includes engineering, procurement, and construction elements. Challenging the D.C. court ruling, Next Decade filed a petition for rehearing and rehearing en banc. The company emphasized that the court's decision will not take effect until after the appeals process concludes, allowing construction to continue uninterrupted at the Brownsville facility.
Phase 1 goes from the Gulf of Mexico into the to the western edge of our project, and then the Army Corps of Engineers and the Port of Brownsville take over from the western edge of our project into their turning basin. But if the project were to cease, then that stops. And the port points out in their brief that this deepening of the project of the ship channel alone will result in an incremental $1 billion a year of economic activity for the Rio Grande Valley.
For Brownsville TV News, I'm Jennifer Galvan.
Next Decade says it is determined to deliver the Rio Grande LNG facility as it is a vital part of the South Texas region's energy infrastructure. The LNG project continues to bring thousands of job opportunities to the local market and is supporting the economic growth to Brownsville. Continuing coverage of the LNG project, numerous local and state elected officials are united in their support of Next Decade's $18 billion project near the port of Brownsville. Brownsville Mayor John Cowan Jr., along with mayors from Harlingen, Wesco, Farr, Edinburgh, McAllen, and Laredo, wrote an op-ed in which they all confirmed their support of Rio Grande LNG, citing the advancement for economic growth as the main reason for their support.
It is the most environmentally conscious LNG facility in the world. They have carbon capture technology, which I think will capture over 90% of their carbon emissions. So I think it's a model for future projects around the world.
Cameron County Judge Eddie Trevino has also voiced support for the Rio Grande LNG project, as did state senators John Cornyn and Ted Cruz. The two senators have even introduced the Protect LNG Act. The legislation ensures that a court cannot vacate a previously authorized LNG permit, clarifying the venue for LNG lawsuits before federal courts and mandating that courts grant expedited decisions in relevant cases. We invite you to stay informed on this matter. Visit the Next Decade website. The web address is right there on your screen, and we'll ensure to keep you posted on this developing story. In other news, community leaders and many local students are not in agreement with the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley's decision to halt graduation ceremonies here at the Brownsville campus. University leaders say they did it with student input, but that still doesn't sit well with everyone, including City Mayor John Cowan Jr. Brownsville TV News reporter Laura B. Martinez has the story.
Despite university officials claiming the move was made with student input, many feel the change undermines the importance of celebrating graduates in their home community. The ceremonies scheduled for December 13th and 14th have stirred mixed emotions among students like Karen Guerra, an upcoming UTRGV graduate who has said she will not attend.
I'm not going because they moved it to Edinburgh. I feel like I would have gone if the commencement was still here in Brownsville. I don't feel the need to go on a bus to walk across a stage that I work so hard for.
A graduate student, Ruben Loza Jr., echoed similar concerns. Although personally unaffected by the change, since most of his classes were in Edinburgh, he acknowledged the hardship for Brownsville students.
People pay for hotels, flights, transportation, dresses, hair, and makeup days before, and then it ends up getting canceled because of inclement weather. I don't think that's fair for our Brownsville campus students. So I do believe that the university should create an arena here in Brownsville or in Olmito. That way, students who are graduating here in Brownsville can easily go there with their families to receive their diploma on this very special day.
Brownsville Mayor John Cowan Jr. expressed his disappointment over the move in a Facebook post made on October 24th. Quote, "Although inclement weather conditions may occur, it is extremely meaningful to have local family, grandparents, aunts, and uncles and cousins be able to conveniently celebrate one of the most important occasions in a person's life. By moving this ceremony, they have created an additional barrier for students' families. While I do understand that UTRGV plans to provide free transportation to Edinburgh for this event, this is also a huge loss to our local economy, as now thousands of people will be going to restaurants and staying in hotels outside Brownsville for this special weekend." End quote. For Brownsville TV News, I'm Laura B. Martinez.
UTRGV will hold its fall 2024 commencement ceremony on December 13th and December 14th at the Burt Ogden Arena in Edinburgh. The university will offer transportation to the ceremonies for Brownsville students and their families. The university is expected to host the Graduate College Doctoral Hooding Ceremony December 11th. That's at 6:30 p.m. at El Gran Salon on the Brownsville campus. Brownsville City Manager Helen Ramirez is the featured guest at a national virtual conference attended by women in leadership. She spoke about her role as a leader in government, being the first female city manager of Brownsville, and Brownsville's transformation into a hub for technology and innovation. Brownsville TV News reporter Deborah Rodriguez has more.
She is the city manager of Brownsville, the largest city in the Rio Grande Valley and the 18th largest city in the state of Texas. She serves a community of approximately 186,000 residents. And she is the first female to lead Brownsville since its incorporation in 1853. Her platform came via the Women in Leadership Signature Series hosted by the TurkNet Leadership Group. The series, now in its 21st year, provides a platform for accomplished women leaders to share their journeys, challenges, and insights.
As women, we're hard on ourselves. We want to check every box, but we need to give ourselves a little grace, right? And we're human, yes, and we make mistakes, but don't let the mistakes define you. So I keep going and I keep dreaming, and I have a wonderful team that is very supportive.
During the event, Ms. Ramirez reflected on her leadership journey, influences, and the distinctive perspective she brings to her role. She also discussed the daily responsibilities and challenges of managing a dynamic border city and the impact of political, economic, and social factors on city governance.
There's a lot on cities' plates, and some of these problems, federal legislation does affect, of course, local, but it's good for them to understand our perspective and what we're seeing, observing, and how we are dealing with some of these, issues or concerns or what have you, or success. How are we ensuring success?
Ms. Ramirez discussed in detail her leadership philosophy inspired by Jim Collins' quote, "Great vision without great people is irrelevant." Her philosophy revolves around fostering collaboration and breaking departmental silos to advance Brownsville's One City values. The speaking engagement explored Brownsville's transformation into a hub for technology and innovation, highlighted by its partnership with SpaceX, from launching Starship test flights to boosting the local economy.
I think they saw there's a vision of let's try this out, right? The rocket ship itself, which is Starship, is built, 80% of it is built in Brownsville, Cameron County. So it's built with our workforce. And so we're really proud because much of Starship is built with our intergenerational workforce. So we're very excited about that.
In addition, Ms. Ramirez offered personal insights into her inspirations and more.
The power of women and the power of relationships and teams, it is incredible. Work towards it, something I need in my life, and I hope that you as women also have that in your network of women.
For Brownsville TV News, I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Ms. Ramirez has earned credentialing from the International City and County Management Association and the American Institute of Certified Planners. She brings more than 20 years of experience in municipal government, urban planning, and economic development, and her work experience includes 10 years in the private sector. She joined the City of Brownsville in March of 2019 as Deputy City Manager, while simultaneously serving as Executive Director and CEO of the Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation. She has been City Manager since 2022. Leaders from the state of Tamaulipas and border cities of the Rio Grande Valley come together to discuss binational relations. The meeting was attended by the United States Consul General in Matamoros, Brianna Powers, Tamaulipas Governor Dr. Americo Villarreal Anaya, Brownsville City Mayor John Cowan Jr., and Texas border town mayors. The meeting featured a presentation from the Tamaulipas Governor's Office. It highlighted infrastructure, security, and economic development.
We understand that we are the main trade, the main friends in this region, and what we wanted to do here in this presentation was to share what we've been doing in Tamaulipas, what we've been accomplishing with the support of everyone that is on this region in Texas, and to let them know everything that was happening in Tamaulipas, because it will be very important for us to keep doing team, to keep working together so that we can make all the economic development of the region grow for both regions.
This meeting held at the Brownsville Events Center also included Tamaulipas government officials from the governor's office. In other city news, the city's Planning and Redevelopment Services Department is a recipient of the 2024 Richard R. Lilly Planning Excellence Recognition Program. The award is bestowed on planning departments that demonstrate exceptional standards in professional city planning. The accolade also highlights the efforts that aid in economic development, enhance community image, and support educational initiatives for staff and appointed planning officials. This year, the city's department stood out for its innovative approaches and dedication to fostering sustainable growth and development. Another award-winning department of the City of Brownsville is the Parks and Recreation Department, boasting more than 2 handful of parks across the city. These outdoor venues range in size and features. They offer a variety of recreational opportunities, including sports facilities, playgrounds, and scenic areas for picnics and leisure activities. Brownsville TV News reporter Monica Llanas has more.
The Brownsville Parks and Recreation Department oversees parks, hike and bike trails, playgrounds, sports fields, and other amenities. But these parks are more than just green spaces. They're community hubs where residents of all ages can enjoy quality time outdoors.
So I think our main goal is to have people come out and play or use the parks that we have in our community. It's a great way, like I said, to stay active. It's a great way to have family fun. And so we encourage that. We try and reach out to people, and we try and offer as many programs as we can so that our community uses our parks.
The Parks and Recreation Department offers a variety of recreational programs designed to bring people together and enrich their lives. From aquatics and athletics to youth enrichment programs, these activities promote physical health, creativity, and community engagement, making sure there's something for everyone.
Everything from community engagement, such as special events, after-school programs, senior programs, special needs and special population programs and activities, cooking classes. But then we also do beautification. We maintain our fields, athletic fields, our aquatic centers, and we ensure that there's a place for people to visit to enjoy quality of life, like our parks and our facilities, but we also have programming so there's actual engagement. So I always say we do soft services where it's the human side, and then we do hard services where it's the mowing and the landscaping.
These programs are instrumental in building community connections and helping residents of all backgrounds discover new interests and stay active. The Parks and Recreation Department has dedicated staff responsible for keeping the parks clean, safe, and beautiful for everyone to enjoy. Additionally, the beautification projects offers residents opportunities to get involved and contribute to the care of the local parks, fostering a sense of pride and ownership within the community. For BTV News, I'm Monica Llanas.
The Parks and Recreation Department manages 40 parks encompassing more than 1,000 acres of parkland. It features 32 miles of the hike and bike trails, 3 gymnasiums, 2 public pools, and so much more. The department also offers exceptional recreation programming for all ages in the areas of aquatics, athletics, golf, youth enrichment, and special events. Learn more by visiting the department's website or giving them a call. Their web address and the number are on your screen. Staying within the Parks and Recreation Department, they're about to open up a resource center for senior citizens at 624 Madison Street. The department has announced they are working to open the doors as early as December. Center managers say they'll offer a number of services and programs, including exercise classes, wellness and nutrition, cooking, arts and crafts, loteria, and so much more. The goal of the center is to give senior residents access to social activities.
They need, a reason to get up and to go socialize. And so it's very important that we have these sites available to them, that they can do that, to socialize and to get out and exercise and stay active.
The center will open its doors with hours of operation between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. That's going to be Monday through Friday when they open. This center is being funded 100% through grants and at zero cost to the residents. The center will also house other community-serving entities. For more information, call the Parks and Recreation team at that number on your screen. Brownsville City Commissioners approved the hiring of lawn mowing services for the city to address overgrown grass at vacant properties. Work will be outsourced to local vendors. The decision comes as calls for overgrown lawns at vacant properties have become more prevalent in recent years. Overgrown lawns can pose a safety hazard to the community.
The city's health department has been responsible with abating high grass and especially in neighborhoods where we see conditions deteriorate, that they cause nuisance conditions, and those nuisance conditions lead to wild animals such as snakes, rodents, and things like that. We have a contract that will help us have a rotating list of contractors that can come out and help us when some of these properties become an emergency. Ultimately, Brownsville is very engaged in not only beautifying the city, but our mission of protecting the public. And this is one of those instances where our mission and our public health safety come aligned to produce a more beautiful Brownsville, but also a healthier and more environmentally safe community.
The City Commissioners approved 3-year term contracts with 2 one-year renewals for vacant lot mowing services. The City of Brownsville's Health Department would like to remind residents that grass over 18 inches tall constitutes a violation and may be subject to a fine if the problem persists. If you need to report overgrown grass, you can do so at the number on your screen. You can also submit a ticket at the city's website. That's brownsvilletx.com. To the Brownsville South Padre Island International Airport now. The terminal is expanding its concession area and it's promising to be even more comfortable and convenient for our travelers. Plans are underway to transform the temporary South concession area into a permanent, fully functional space. This upgrade will improve both capacity and service for guests. The project is part of a larger effort to elevate the overall experience at Brownsville's airport, making it more convenient and the airport of choice for South Texas travelers. The shopping Christmas season is just about here, but before you head out to shop, Brownsville Police have a very important message for you. Be alert, shop safely. While you might be shopping inside a store, someone might be looking to take the purchased goods that you left inside your vehicle. Brownsville TV News reporter Laura B. Martinez files this report.
With the holiday season fast approaching and stores getting busier, Brownsville Police are reminding shoppers to stay alert and make safety a priority while out shopping. As people rush to get their holiday shopping done, it's easy to forget small details that can make a big difference, like securing shopping bags out of sight. Police suggest that shoppers hide their purchases in the trunk or cover them up to avoid drawing unwanted attention to their vehicles.
I know a lot of people like to leave their things. They go shopping because they're going from one store to another and they leave their belongings inside the car where it's visible. Just make sure you put it in the trunk, and if you don't have a trunk, let's say you have an SUV, some of these SUVs don't even have a trunk and they're very visible from the back. Make sure you cover those things, or if you can, go home, drop them off, and then come back and continue your shopping.
Luna says shoppers should also expect a lot of traffic while they are out shopping and to be prepared for traffic congestion.
We do recommend that you avoid getting distracted. A lot of people are always on the phone because we do have a lot of people that are from out of town and they're on their phones looking for GPS to certain locations. Just avoid any of that. Plan ahead.
During the holiday season, many people prefer to avoid malls and shopping centers, choosing instead to shop online for convenience. However, this can make it easier for thieves to steal unattended packages. Luna said police see a lot of porch pirates, which are people who steal packages from your front porch.
Some of them are even tracking the delivery trucks just to go see where they're dropping off those packages and go and steal them.
Police recommend that you schedule delivery times or have a neighbor pick up your package. By taking these small steps, we can all enjoy a safer holiday shopping experience. For Brownsville TV News, I'm Laura B. Martinez.
And Brownsville police say you should also avoid shopping on public Wi-Fi. It can actually make you more vulnerable to hackers. Only shop on secure websites that have a secure sockets layer. And remember, don't share personal information like your address, your social security number, or banking information online unless it's a trusted and secure website. There are 12 new police officers patrolling the city of Brownsville. The academy graduates were recently introduced to the city mayor, commission, city manager, and the public at a city commission meeting. The officers' training included 736 hours of state-mandated instruction before taking the state licensing exam. They then underwent an additional 150 hours of in-house training to learn departmental rules and regulations and become acquainted with city policies. Following the swearing-in, officers completed a 20-week field training program with the Brownsville PD before being released to patrol on their own.
Since I was little, I've always wanted to help the community out. This was a city I was born and raised, so I'm excited to be now an officer for this city, and I hope to protect others and my partners.
The Brownsville Police Department recently launched its own accredited police academy. If you are interested in enrolling, just contact the Brownsville Police Department's training division at the phone number on your screen. The Brownsville Public Utilities Board reminds the community to be mindful of public utility poles. They're not to be used for displaying personal messaging. PUB crews are actively removing any objects they find on utility poles throughout the city. While everyday items like garage sale notices or lost pet posters may seem harmless, PUB says they can pose serious safety risks. They warn that items like nails, staples, and tacks used to attach these objects can damage their employee protective equipment, putting line workers at serious risk. Even minor punctures to protective gear can increase the chances of severe injury or even electrocution. According to Brownsville's municipal code, attaching any unauthorized items such as signs, notices, or posters to these poles is prohibited. A Brownsville Beautification Committee project has been completed. The traffic control box art designs have been installed across the city. The project is part of an ongoing effort to make public spaces more vibrant while also celebrating local artists and showcasing Brownsville's beautiful, unique culture. 6 local artists had their designs installed at key intersections throughout the city. Those locations include Southmost and 26th Street, Boca Chica and Minnesota, Ringgold and 6th Street, West Morrison and McKellen Road, and Paredes Line Road and Emerald Valley Boulevard. Each one showcases a unique aspect of the city, including our food, our wildlife, history, and culture. The city's Engineering and Public Works Department is looking at sustainability for the city's landfill as they plan ahead. Department leaders also are looking to make the site eco-friendlier to help achieve longevity for one of the city's highest revenue producers. Brownsville TV News reporter Roland Olvera has more.
The city's Engineering and Public Works Department recently presented at a city's commission meeting their plans to extend the city's landfill lifespan. Part of the plan include a 5-year capital improvement program. It includes building new waste cells, updating facilities, and purchasing more modern equipment to support the workload at hand.
I just want to reiterate that our landfill provides a great service to our community, and a 4% tipping fee each year over the next 5 years will provide sufficient funding to ascertain the success of its CIP projects, which prolong its life expectancy and provide adequate operational needs.
The Engineering and Public Works team is also exploring new revenue streams, including a gas-to-energy program that could turn methane into profit and a citywide recycling initiative to reduce waste.
In efforts to help keep tipping fees at a minimum and for our customers, we are proactively planning for additional revenue streams, including composting biosolids with grant opportunities, a gas-to-energy project. We just recently issued out the RFP. And this is a project that will use our methane gas that's naturally produced by the landfill to create a renewable source of energy in the form of natural gas for retail. And so the city will profit from that.
The city's finance department confirms the city landfill is one of the highest revenue producers for the city. The landfill currently charges $30 per ton of waste, which roughly represents $13,440,000 in regular waste disposal fees for fiscal year 2024 through 2025. In the next few years, residents can expect to see more eco-friendly innovations at the site, all aimed at preserving the vital resources for the generations to come.
So everything around the landfill really revolves around operations to minimize landfill space. So the more compaction, the less waste disposal, the longer our life expectancy is of the landfill.
Brownsville's landfill has been a critical part of the city's waste management system since 1979, covering 266 acres. This facility handles nearly 500,000 tons of waste annually. For BTV News, I'm Roland Olvera.
The Engineering and Public Works Department says a revenue sufficiency analysis indicates that a 4% tipping fee increase will generate enough funds to provide adequate operational needs of the landfill and sustain future growth for the next 5 years. Here's a Brownsville Independent School District follow-up for you. We previously reported that the school district was in search of community members for their Citizen Facilities Planning Committee, and they now have their members selected and hard at work. The committee was assembled to ensure the district's proper usage and maintenance of its facilities. The committee also gives members the opportunity to provide input into BISD facilities decision-making.
Well, one of the things that I want to do, Superintendent, is to make sure that for the big decisions that we've got to make, that we go out to the public. And whether it be informing the public or whether it be involving the public. So here I wanted the citizens, whether it be business people, whether it be parents. We actually have a few employees that have said, I want to join this study. and for them to be the ones to assess and then make a recommendation to the board.
The committee has been divided into 5 subcommittees, including a general facilities subcommittee, a secondary facilities subcommittee, 2 elementary facilities subcommittees, and a finance committee. Over the next few months, these subcommittees will begin assessing the renovations needed throughout the district and providing recommendations to the school board. Did you know that frying food puts you at the greatest risk of cooking fires? Safety experts warn before you begin to prepare your Thanksgiving fried turkey. There are some things you need to know to keep yourself and, of course, your loved ones safe. Brownsville TV News reporter Juan Castellanos files this report.
Turkey season has arrived, and there are safety measures to take before you and your family celebrate Thanksgiving with a delicious meal. The National Fire Rescue Prevention Organization says that about 1,000 turkey cooking-related fires occur in the U.S., with damages totaling over 15 million every Thanksgiving due to defective cooking equipment and overlooking preventative safety measures. The Brownsville Fire Department sees multiple turkey fire-related incidents every year that can be prevented simply by using adequate equipment and following the safety instructions.
So one of the most common things, or one of the most common problems, is people tend to fry the turkey without it being completely thawed out. They'll dip a completely frozen turkey into the hot oil, which causes it to overspill, and that will cause the oil to flame up underneath with the hot flame. So that's one of the most common problems. Another problem is overfilling the pot with too much oil. There's a very simple way to figure out how much oil you actually need. Most of the pots have a certain line that tells you this is how much you need. So you can put water first, then you can dip the turkey as long as the water doesn't overspill. When you take the turkey out, that's exactly how much oil you need. So inside the oven, one of the most common things actually is just leaving the turkey for too long. People tend to forget, they start doing other things, or they leave, they run on errands, that's where they end up leaving the stove on, and the turkey will essentially catch fire, the grease that this is on there.
When cooking or frying a turkey, setting the correct temperature is key in ensuring the safety of yourself and those around you.
So the optimal temperature is 350 degrees. You want to stay away from high temperatures. Anytime you start to see boiling, right, it should not come to a rolling boil, or you should not see smoke emitting from the oil. If you do see smoke or a rolling boil, you need to lower the temperature on it.
Additional safety measures to take include making sure you set timers. If frying a turkey, make sure to not overfill oil and to fry the turkey at least 10 feet away from your house and never under a roof. Wear protective gear like oven mitts and safety goggles. And make sure you have a fire extinguisher on hand in case of a fire. For Brownsville TV News, I'm Juan Castellanos.
Now, while many do enjoy the frying of the turkey for Thanksgiving, fire safety experts do also suggest maybe using an electric fryer instead. That option eliminates the open flames and mitigates the possibility of a fire injury. Fry safe, Brownsville. And finally, you're invited to join the City of Brownsville for its next Ciclovia Christmas edition. It's set for Sunday, December 8th at noon on Palm Boulevard. The Cycle in the Streets event is filled with outdoor activities for all ages. Bring the family, bring the friends, take part in miles of car-free streets, beginning at the Belden Trail on Palm Boulevard and ending at the former Amigoland Mall. Participants will have the opportunity to cycle, jog, or stroll through festive spaces designed to celebrate fitness and community spirit. I will be walking it. Public parking will be available at Palm Village and the former Amigoland Mall. Don't miss out on this chance to join the fun and kick off the season with a great day out in Brownsville with all of your friends. And before we go, I want to invite you to connect with us and stay up to date on Brownsville news and information. Scan the QR code on your screen or sign up at brownsvilletx.gov. Oh, we've got turkey, then running, maybe jogging, a lot going on here in the City of Brownsville. That's all our time for now. I'm Marcy Martinez. Thank you for the privilege of your time. We will see you next time.